We decided to have a chat about Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari in 2025, and this is what we had to say. There's been a lot of things going on in the last couple of weeks. I say a lot. There's been one thing in particular that's gone on in the last week, and it's caused havoc. And let's just say the start of silly season is underway. So, I'm pointing the wrong way because my camera's on reverse, but that way is the two Ferrari fans that we have. So before we get into silly season, let's ask them their thoughts on Lulu and the excitement that they have. I mean, Dirk looks pretty excited, to be honest. But on the WhatsApp chat, he was like, nah, BT was the excited one. But okay, let's chat about it. Let's chat about it. BT, give us your thoughts on Lulu. Tell us what you're thinking.
First of all, yes, you did gain some weight. You're a very short man and you look like a Teletubby at the moment.
A pretty Teletubby.
And meanwhile, I've lost some weight. I've been started jogging this year, so
I'm
that's
sorry.
starting to work out.
Did you say started
Yeah.
drugging this year?
No, jogging.
Oh, jogging. Oh,
Yeah, I live near the beach, so only it could make sense that I start jogging in the morning
fair enough.
on weekend.
Fair enough.
Anyway, good to see you guys. Good to be back. Lulu. First of all, that's so disrespectful for Graham to call Lewis Hamilton Sir Lewis Hamilton Lulu. It's so disrespectful, but it is a Red Bull fan thing, so please forgive him, guys. Anyway, look, I wasn't surprised. I was excited, but I wasn't surprised because I knew he was talking to Ferrari. I knew last year before he signed the contract with Mercedes, there were rumors about him signing and talking to the team. However, that fell through. But recently, on the weekend now, I did watch a couple of podcasts from the UK and other podcasts from F1 as well, and they did say that Ferrari kept on calling Lewis Hamilton um, every week or every month, asking him to join the team. Um, so I guess that finally went through, and he saw a new opportunity and he saw a new challenge for himself. I mean, it would be an amazing storyline for him to get his eighth world champion with Ferrari. I think that will go to the record books. I think they'll go go as one of the most fantastic, unbelievable stories in F1. I told Graham about this. Like, children will be reading about this or watching if that happens. And look, Vettel said it once. Everyone's a Ferrari fan. Everyone F1 dreams about driving for.
Amen.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm also a Ferrari fan is that you can't run away from the glamour. You can't run away from the passion.
Yeah.
You can't just run away how iconic that brand is in that particular sport.
I mean, in all
And
fairness,
it is,
yeah. Sorry. In all fairness, like I said this as well to the guys at work. I said the same thing. Even if you're not a Ferrari fan, you're a Ferrari fan. I mean, you guys know I'm not a Lewis fan or a Ferrari fan, but I was excited, bro. I found out in the middle of the day I couldn't work after that. I was just like,
yeah, me
even
too.
my boss was teasing me because he was like the next day he was like teasing me like, did you do any work yesterday? Because basically I just stopped working. I was just too excited.
Yeah.
Because I think there's this, it's like a match made in heaven for real. Like there's this thing.
Yes.
It's the most decorated team of all time and the most decorated driver of all time. It's kind of like it had to happen. And if it didn't happen, it would be an opportunity missed that F1. It's almost like okay, I'm not saying this is the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if F1 had something to do with it because it just makes sense. It's just the perfect fitting. And it almost didn't happen. I mean, if you think about how things have gone with Lewis, you almost consider that he was never going to leave Mercedes. If you think about it, there's been a lot of rumors going out now that the reasons why he actually left. Well, besides the 85 million contract plus 25 million bonus, which I don't think any driver can say no to. On top of that, there was also talk about him taking on an ambassador role. Whereas the higher
Yes, I was about to bring that up.
Whereas the higher ups at Mercedes didn't want to give him that. And it makes you think, like, all Mercedes had to do was they didn't even have to give him the 85 million. They just had to give him an ambassador role to say, When you retire and you're done racing, you will still look after Mercedes. That's all he had to do. But if I'm really honest, I think it suits him better to be an ambassador. I know some people will probably disagree. I know he's been with Mercedes for so long, but I think that him being an ambassador for Ferrari suits him better because in his personal life, he loves Ferrari. He has multiple Ferraris and he has had Ferraris over the years. And he's mentioned this. He said this himself. So he has got a passion for Ferrari. You know, he's got a love for Ferrari. So I think the ambassador role would fit perfect because, you know, you always do a job better when you're more passionate about it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, on my side is that I think Mercedes also played their cards by not giving the ambassador's role. Maybe it was time for Mercedes to turn a new leaf as well, to go to another direction with Russell. So it could be that as well. And you must understand, Lewis Hamilton is an experienced driver, and experienced drivers want results now and they want to win now.
Yeah.
And Russell's going to put less pressure on Mercedes to win now because Russell's still early 20s. So he has a long career and he has the patience enough to deal with that, which is Hamilton saw Ferrari's in the right. I'm literally saying Ferrari's in the right track in terms of how they're optimizing their car, not how the strategy is going and all the other stuff, but how the performance of the car, how is that moving forward.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ferrari was actually out qualifying the Red Bull last year. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
So Hamilton probably saw that and I was like, okay, cool, they're heading in the right direction. And there's 2026 coming up as well.
Yeah.
So it's even a better opportunity for him to actually do something with Ferrari as well. But yeah, Dirk, you can take it away.
Yeah, Dirk looks. You can just look at Dirk's face. The guy looks like he wants to talk, really talk.
Can't help himself, bro.
Yeah, go for it, Dirk. Go for it. Say your say.
Okay. As someone who has very publicly said that I am not a Lewis Hamilton nor a Max Verstappen fan, even I myself, when I saw Sky Sports make the post on Instagram, absolutely lost my crap. Now, those of the viewers that don't know, by the way, hello and welcome back to Break at the Apex. It's nice to see everybody. And Graham and BT, it's fantastic to see you two amazing gentlemen. I work at a car wash, so I deal with reasonably two very tough customers on a daily basis. And there was literally 3 customers waiting to pay. And literally, I saw the notification, I clicked on it, and I literally just put my hand out in front of me and said, just give me a minute. Went to the storage room and screamed like a girl. This is incredible. I mean, all the grades have gone to the Scuderia, Schumacher, Raikkonen, Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, and now we have the 7-time world champion Lewis freaking Hamilton going to Ferrari in 2025. Look, there's a lot of stuff that we can still talk about in a later podcast.
We can go on for years.
And there's a lot of stuff that I want to say from as a Leclerc fanboy from that perspective. But this is insane. And if there is any driver on this grid that can sort out all these small niggling issues with strategy and bad calls and everything, it's Lewis, because that guy has got a pair on him and he knows how to win. And this is exactly what Ferrari needs, in my opinion. And I am wishing 2024 passed because I want to see Lewis in red. You see this hat? You see this hat? All it needs here is LH44 and CL16. It's a done deal.
Yeah, look, I must say that I've had this question. It didn't work with Vettel, so why would it work with Lewis? But I think the difference is when Vettel went to Ferrari, I think he already sort of started playing the sort of like nice guy role. You know what I mean? Like he already started turning into the nice guy of Formula One. Whereas like Lewis is still sort of like, he's still here to win. He's still hungry. He still wants it.
Yes.
And I think that's the difference. I feel like Vettel didn't want it as much because, you know, he started turning into this nice guy. This is irritating me. My hat is like, my cap is lopsided. Anyways, you get the point though. So, I mean, I think this is great. I think I said this, I think we said this last year or whatever in one of the podcasts, and I've said this for many times. Ferrari needs someone like Lewis or Max because they're the two because they're the two
Yes.
drivers that will demand the most. And for example, some people are going to say, but Alonso was there and it didn't work. But the difference is that Lewis and Max have a demand. The car is there. All they need is to get it right surrounding the car. Whereas Alonso back then, the car was there, but it wasn't there. They had one go at it, whereas now it's like it's there. All they need is someone to just make the right calls. And I feel bad for Carlos because poor Carlos did try to make the calls on his own. He did try to go against strategy and do his own thing, and it worked most of the time that he did it. But the thing is, he's not the guy in the team. That's just reality. That's how Formula One works, and so that's just how it is.
With all due respect, sorry, Graham. With all due respect to Carlos Sainz, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but Sainz isn't the caliber of Hamilton
Not even
yet.
close.
Does he have the potential? In my opinion, yes.
Not even close. Yeah.
If you put Hamilton and Sainz side by side, 9 out of 10 people are going to listen more to Hamilton than Sainz. And with a big corporation like Ferrari, you need someone with that power to be like, you're busy screwing up. This is not happening. We're doing this. And that is what Lewis is going to give the team.
My only thing is that I hope that Ferrari go with the whole Schumacher approach where they actually listen to the driver and not it's not Ferrari's way or the highway. Where they actually listen to Lewis and say, okay, Lewis, we brought you here. We're paying you big money. Do your thing. We will listen. I really hope they go with that approach, yeah?
I think Fred will make sure that happens, though.
I do think so as well. I think that Fred's got a slightly different approach.
I think hiring Fred was a puzzle piece to get him Hamilton. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Like it was the big picture of, okay, cool, we want Hamilton at some point. Yeah. We're not going to give up on him. So let's hire Fred Vasseur, and we have Leclerc. They have a good relationship. Yeah. And Fred and Hamilton go way back as well.
Well, they do.
Yeah, so it's just, I think it's just the timing was perfect.
Yeah.
The way Formula One timed it was, because some people were like, but why couldn't I just keep quiet and announce it like late in the year? I'm like, no, this is the perfect time to announce it before the season starts.
Mm.
And obviously, as Graham with these conspiracy theories, which usually are true sometimes, after the guys, who's the guy that got rejected, who wanted a Formula One team?
Oh, Andretti.
Andretti, yeah. So they wanted to cover that story and just put the Lewis Hamilton thing forward and just make everyone forget that, okay, we actually rejected Andretti for team in Formula One.
Yeah.
So it kind of saved the season, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the most important thing now is that how Ferrari and Mercedes are going to operate this year. Because obviously Sainz is leaving.
I'll just do a
Hamilton is leaving.
Straight swap. 2024. Do it now. Straight swap.
Yeah.
Why not?
Now I'm hearing things that in technical meetings, they're going to sideline Hamilton. Obviously, that makes sense. They're going to sideline Carlos Sainz also in technical meetings because they might know some stuff that will take to other teams. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting as well, how the race is going to go as well this season.
Well, look, guys, let's be honest. We can go on about this forever. There's so much to cover on this story alone. Even tying it into the Andretti saga and all those kinds of things. There was a lot of chaos and a lot of drama that happened this last week. I'm still convinced that the story was a cover-up. But it's still a true story. It's just that they just did it now so that they could cover up the nonsense, But in any case, we can go on forever about the story. There's so much to touch on. Who replaces who and what happens to Leclerc and what about this and what about that? We can go on forever. But we've had our little chat to discuss the excitement of Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, which, by the way, is the biggest signing of all time and probably one of the biggest surprises we had ever for a long time. I mean, let's be honest, we had nothing going on last year. So this is the best start to silly season I've ever seen.